Hey guys, and welcome back to another week of Casual Chaos. Moving into my new apartment has been amazing, but let me tell you, the expenses that come with it, totally overwhelming. Between furniture, decor, and little things I didn't even know I needed. I had to stay on top of my spending, and that's why I love my Klarna card. It's my debit card, but upgraded. I can pay upfront like a normal debit card, or I could plan a purchase in the Klarna app to pay later. So I'm always in control, and there are no surprises. The Klarna card works anywhere Visa is accepted, and there is no credit impact when you apply. Sign up for the Klarna card by downloading the Klarna app or learn more at klarna.com/us/Klarna-card. Klarna card pay later, plans issued by WebBank. Deposits in your balance account are held at WebBank. Member FDIC. Anywhere Visa is accepted, certain merchant, product, good, and service restrictions apply. Some merchants do not accept virtual cards. Physical card only included with a paid Klarna membership plan. This week, I have a very exciting guest, a dear friend of mine, and one of my castmates on Next Gen NYC. Emira D'Spain, welcome to Casual Chaos.
Hi.
I'm really excited for you to be here today. I feel like your story is so inspiring, and you can just help guide so many others who are going through this or struggling with anything. And I really am so happy that you feel comfortable to share it on Casual Chaos.
Of course.
And I'm excited because even though I know we're so close, I'm excited for this podcast to even get to know a little bit more about you.
Yeah. And honestly, like, I feel like there's no one that I would feel even more comfortable doing this with. It's like, you're like one of my dear friends, and I love that we are able to do this. So thanks for having me.
No problem. She is an icon. She is a legend, and she has broken so many barriers. So starting first and foremost, becoming the first Black transgender woman to model for Victoria's Secret. She did an insane campaign with Victoria's Secret. How did that feel?
I mean, it's definitely amazing. I've worked with them for so many years now, and their team is so incredible. I like love them all so much. Yeah, it's like a childhood dream come true. I feel like every girl dreams of that, and I don't know, it was really cool.
It was an iconic moment.
Yeah.
And then even this year at the VS Fashion Show, your outfit.
Yes.
I mean, that,
Thank you.
and then also just the Wicked. Emira, she has outfits, guys. And you would think that she was in the damn movie Wicked, or you would think that she is one of those VS angels walking on the fashion show. But it is incredible. Like,
Thank
the
you.
thought and effort you put into each one of your pieces is insane.
Thank you. I mean, I really try my best to like take the time, and like I design things based off of like my vibe and my like the mood of that event or that night or like whatever it is I'm going for, and yeah, it all just comes to me.
It comes to you. And also to making history as Bravo's first full-time transgender cast member.
Yes.
There is so many walls that have been broken, and how does it feel to do that?
I mean, it's definitely sometimes feels like a lot of weight because it feels like I have to, I guess, maintain an expectation that people have because I'm representing not just myself, but pretty much the entire LGBTQ community, but specifically my community. Yeah. And so I feel like I have this like pressure to portray myself in the best way. And sometimes that forces me to be a little more closed off, and I want to open up as much as I can, and I feel like I'm slowly coming out of my shell in that way. And I'm such an open person with my friends and stuff. It's just like with the world, it's so easy to like close yourself off, you know?
100%. I mean, there's also just a lot that comes with it. Judgment, the fear of not being accepted. There's just a lot to it. And I'm so happy that, honestly, I think our generation broke a lot of fourth walls.
100%.
And just seeing everything, and we'll talk more about it, but even like the shift within brands, within networks, everything,
Yeah.
just seeing how each one of these different platforms are becoming so much more accepting of everybody.
Yeah.
And that's really beautiful to see, because that was something that I feel like probably instilled fear in many people to not be their true self.
100%. Yeah.
And it doesn't end there, guys. You've also graced the cover of Glamour, been featured in Nylon, and modeled for major brands like Fenty Beauty and NARS. Guys, she met Rihanna in Barbados. Can you imagine standing there and Rihanna just enters the building?
Literally.
Like, hey.
Jay in hand.
No.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
She's a legend. It was so crazy.
Like, she loves my mom.
Really?
And her dad.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, can you just come here?
Literally.
Please. I just want to meet you.
Or we all should take a trip to Barbados, to her house.
That's where you were?
Yeah, we went to Barbados.
In her house?
No, not in her house. She had like it was like a resort, I guess. And she
I
had
was
like other
no
houses there.
way she was that willing to do that.
Literally.
But she would. She's amazing. She's just so freaking amazing. When you look back at the start of your career, did you ever imagine that it would have led to this?
As much as I want to say no, and like that it was like such a surprise, and like that yes, I can't imagine it, because genuinely, like, my mom can go back and find things that I drew when I was a kid, and it's exactly what I imagined. Like, every single thing, down to being on a show, down to having like an audience of some sort, down to having a closet full of Birkins. That was literally something I drew as a child. As crazy as that is, like, what kid dreams of that in like the 2000s?
No, literally. How'd you even know what a Birkin
exactly,
was?
Right?
Did your mom have them?
She did. I think she had like one or two.
Okay.
Back then, but that's why.
But now, listen, Emira went above and beyond. She's got a locked door closet full. No one is breaking into her Birkins.
Period. But that's, you know what I mean? Like, it's like I genuinely feel like I've manifested everything. And yes, it's hard work, but also like I feel like I wanted it so badly, and there's like nothing that was going to stop me from like achieving my dreams.
I love that.
Yeah.
The Victoria's Secret campaign.
Yes.
How did that come about?
Yeah. So honestly, I had a few friends that worked there, and they, I guess, had been having conversations about me prior to my knowledge. Like, this was like in like 2020, and I didn't really know anything that was happening behind the scenes. But
was this your first big campaign?
this was my first big campaign, and this was also the first thing that I did when I was still working a corporate job. So I was working at Paper at the time, Paper Magazine.
Yes.
And
for anyone who doesn't know, Emira went to NYU.
Yeah.
She is very smart, guys. I'm not kidding. Very, very smart. I was actually talking to Andrew, my podcast producer, before this. And didn't you win an award at NYU? Like, I don't want to say valedictorian, or was it?
No, it was, I graduated with honors. I was in the top 10% of NYU.
This is what I'm saying, guys. Very smart. Amira is very smart.
Thank you.
And what did you major and minor in?
Yeah,
at
so
NYU?
I double majored in marketing and communications, and then I was trying to minor in computer science, but I didn't have enough time. I was very stressed out during college. I did not have like the fun party college experience that I so badly sometimes wish I did.
No, it's so funny because I feel like when we're out, you're like, well, I'm doing this now because I didn't do this when I was younger. And it's so funny because you have such a fun spirit, but it's, again, hard work pays off. So you grinded to get where you are today.
That's very true. Yeah.
So again, back to VS.
So back to that campaign. So then so I was working full time at Paper, and when that campaign came out, the campaign wasn't even that big, but the press like picked it up and turned it into like this whole thing. And I remember, like, at the time, the CEO of Paper was in the Hamptons, and he calls me that morning, and he's like, why did I just get the New York Post delivered to my house and you're on it? And I was like, what do you mean? And I like woke up and I was like in bed still. I was getting ready to go to the office. I was like, wait, what? And I like opened my computer and it's like all over the news. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, now I have to go in the office. And I'm like, hey guys.
I'm just a normal employee.
Yeah, literally. I'm like, I was doing that on the side.
No, that's so funny. But I mean, I feel like it was so big and so monumental for VS in itself.
Yeah.
The evolution of Victoria's Secret in itself is crazy. The whole world has transformed as people like you have broken down these fourth walls.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, and I think for them too, it's like it took them a minute to find their footing. I think they thought that by stripping back everything, I feel like was the right move, but people still want the glitz. They still want the glam. They still want Victoria's Secret's glam.
Oh, yeah.
And
we still want to see the VS fashion show.
Yeah, exactly.
The wings are iconic.
Gorgeous,
we
stunning.
need to see it. I want to see Candace walking down that runway.
100%. I think they have finally gotten it right. I think this year was incredible.
It was.
They really, they get it now. It took them like a couple years, and then they're back.
Yeah. No, they're so back. How do you feel like these brands have evolved over the years with their representation?
I think that the pandemic really gave brands a lot of space to kind of reform a lot of the ways that they were operating in a really positive way. I think a lot of brands, that was around the time when a lot of brands started doing, being more inclusive and wanting to have more diversity and inclusion in any aspect. And whether that's on the back end of who's sitting at the table making the decisions, and then whether that's on the front end of who's starring in the campaigns. And I think it goes both ways. I feel like it maybe went a little too far, and I feel like people got fatigued by it, which is really sad, but it's also kind of detrimental to the entire aspect of it. I think there's a balance between showing something that's aspirational and beautiful, and you want to attain that one day, it's just a dream to have perfectly clear skin in a beauty ad, versus showing someone with acne. It's oh, that's relatable. I have acne. I can see myself using this blush or whatever it is. I think now we're in a space where brands are still trying to find that in between space, and I think VS is a wonderful example of that. They really have found that in between of how to keep it aspirational at the same time keep it real.
Yeah. And that just shows, especially the transformation of social media.
Mm-hmm.
It could go back to VS. Yeah, of course. I feel like they were the staple and mold to what everyone looked up to. And it was when social media had to be so perfect and all the pictures had to be perfect and everything that we did felt like it had to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Now no one wants to see that.
No.
They want to see us waking up out of bed looking like they want us to, show our drunk funny moments or show
tracks showing, lashes hanging off. They want everything.
They want all of that because they feel like it's authentic and that people can relate to us. And that's what you want when you are connecting with your audience. When you are too perfect, and I'm guilty. Yeah. I used to do that.
Yeah, same.
I used to feel okay, everything has to be perfect. Oh, I can't post that because I slipped there. That's not going to look good. But now I'm I love you guys. You're my second family. I don't care.
It's a FaceTime. Yeah. I'm yeah, whatever. It's fine.
We'll talk about it. Yeah, I was hammered last night. Not feeling too great this morning. It's fun. And I feel like that's why this space is so comfortable now. Yeah. And I think people are growing more and more because people are blowing up overnight. Yeah. And it's because of how relatable they are and how authentic they are.
It's so true.
So we are in the middle of filming season 2 of Next Gen NYC.
Yeah.
How are you feeling this year?
I'm feeling good. I'm apprehensive a little bit. It's a little nerve-wracking for me. Last year when we were filming, I was definitely more reserved, and obviously I wasn't in as many scenes as I could have been because I was just too busy. Yeah, right. We filmed kind of I think that's our peak season, right? Yeah. As creators, the summer really is one of the busiest times of year. There's so many campaigns, there's so many brand trips and opportunities that all happen in the summer. And we were filming kind of right in the middle of Pride too. So I had a lot, so I had a lot going on. So I wasn't able to be as present. This year, I feel like I am making more time for it. I'm definitely, I would say probably just as busy, but I've prioritized, being part of the show more. And it's hard. It definitely takes a toll on some aspects of my personal life, my relationships and my friendships. And I'm sure you can relate to this. It's people who don't get this industry, it's really difficult to explain to them that we work so much.
We work so much. And it's funny because I feel like now my fan base is starting to kind of get it.
Yeah.
But for the longest time, where's your job?
They're what do you do?
What do you do?
Yeah.
What are you doing? And I'm only if you knew.
I'm sleeping 3 hours a night. I'm what do you mean?
Like, I'm actually working all the time. And it just, I think that's a part of this industry that's really frustrating
Yeah.
because we really do work so hard. And it can come to the point of us literally filming content every day, but then having to edit it all night. That's still work. Okay, yeah, we're going about our daily life, but we're filming content. That's still our work. Then on top of it, the brand deals, the campaigns, the brand trips, there's so many other things that come with it.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, sometimes it is luxurious and sometimes it is a lot of fun.
Right.
But it's still work.
Yes.
It's just a different type of work. You can't compare a lawyer to a doctor.
Right.
Two different things. Or a finance bro to a veterinarian.
That's
Very
so true.
different.
Yeah.
Like every line of work is so different. And I think that's something in our industry that's like very frustrating because it almost feels like we always kind of have to explain ourselves about what we're doing for work.
Yeah.
Like this is work.
Work.
This is work.
Right.
Right here, right now.
I mean, when I first started doing content in 2020 and I was working a full-time job and trying to do content creation on the side, it was like,
Probably
I would
so
say
hard.
more work to do the content side. I mean, I would wake up at 4 and I would film from like 5 to 9 and then I'd go in my office at 9:30 and then I'd come home at 6 and then I would edit from 7 to 10 and then I'd go to bed at 11 and then repeat it every single day.
Yeah,
And like, it was like more work to do the content side than my actual job.
100%.
Yeah.
Because again, it's all about how you edit, how you perform, how you present yourself. And that's, and then you learn every day and you critique yourself. So then changes are made.
Mm-hmm.
But it really is. I mean, I could sit there for hours editing my content and I'm like, whoa, okay, this is a lot.
Literally.
But what were your initial thoughts when you heard about Next Gen NYC?
Honestly, I was really excited because I'm a Bravo fan. I love the Housewives, and I feel like this was missing for so long.
Long.
It kind of blows my mind that no one thought of this sooner.
I know.
Like, I feel like it would have done well, like all these years.
No, it really would have. And I mean, I couldn't tell you what the reason was. Maybe, they were waiting for some of the Bravo kids to,
Grow up a little bit.
Yeah, be a little older. But Bravo is trying so hard to bring young energy onto the network, which is why, obviously, yes, they had Summer House, they had Winter House, Southern Charm, these young Vanderpump Rules. But all of these shows they're all getting old now. So it's crazy. Like Summer House, they're so young and their personalities are amazing. I love all of them, but they're getting old.
Yeah.
To keep doing summers in the Hamptons, which is why now they're obviously transitioning to New York and they're reinventing Summer House a little bit now with younger faces. Even when it comes to the Housewives, you got to always kind of keep the OGs, but you also have to add in some
new faces.
Yep, new faces, younger faces, because they like seeing that like the growing period. Yeah. So like to see, like, I'll just use my mom as an example because it's easy, but like starting 20 years ago on Bravo, watching her entire family grow up and then now her daughter's on Bravo, it's like a really cool, like, full circle transitional moment. And then, but I mean, I did not think that Next Gen was going to be what it was today.
Yeah,
and it's
same.
Insane. Yeah. Like, everyone loved us at BravoCon.
Like, I genuinely think, I mean, I know you and I specifically, like, we had this conversation too. We were, like, genuinely so shocked at how well it did because we were like,
I thought it was going to be horrible.
Yeah, we were like, well, it's just, like, kind of like us, like, sitting around and, like doing our regular lives, like...
And
but
it was
really
funny
crazy.
because the season 1, and I think that's why season 2 is, I think, a lot better for all of us. I think we're all realizing the time and effort you need to put into this show to really show who you are. And the more time you put into it, the more people get to know you, the more they see your personality, and it's really what you give.
Yeah.
And season 1, it was a little awkward because we didn't know everybody.
That's true.
So it was like we were trying to get to know everyone, but at the same time, we had to do a reality TV show. So it's like, but I'm going to start drama with you, and I don't even know what pisses you off. Like, it was very, like, it was hard. It was definitely hard.
I feel like season 1 too, like when the whole there was like this whole narrative that was going about prior to us filming of like the Bravo kids versus the non-Bravo kids. And it all started with like a Reddit thread or something long before we even started filming, I think.
Probably when we were filming The Sizzle.
Yeah, probably when we were filming The Sizzle, yeah. And I genuinely think that obviously the show would be nothing without the Bravo kids, obviously. But on top of that,
but you guys also
but like it
bring
is true.
So much to the show that wouldn't be possible without you guys.
Right. But I feel like that created like that awkwardness or that tension in the first season where like everyone wasn't as close.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you and I got close pretty fast, and Ariana
really
too.
Fast, yeah.
And I feel like I knew everyone, but I feel like everyone didn't know one another.
100%.
Yeah.
And that's what I think people can get really excited for season 2.
Yeah.
Because there's such a deeper dynamic. And now it's like all bets are off, people. We're going in.
Literally. And we've all spent so much time together, like even outside of like filming. Like
yeah. No, we're close now.
Yeah.
Maybe too close.
Trauma bond. Everyone's trauma bonded from living here in the city.
Did you immediately want to be on the show?
Honestly, I had to think about it a little bit because Brooks was the one who first brought it up to me. He brought it up to you too, right? Yeah. And I was like, okay. I was like, well, what's it going to be? I was like, and it was called something else at first. And the name kind of turned me off a little bit. And I was like, all right, like maybe. And yeah, I finally came around to it. He like pitched me the show in a really, I guess, likable way. Like it made me want to do it, you know?
Of course. I mean, the show really is the pivotal point to like expand your brand and, you know, show more of you and just, you know, let people get a deeper dive into your life. Yeah. And sometimes for people that's a blessing and sometimes it's a curse.
It's true.
So it's, you know, you just gotta, when joining reality TV, I always say, make sure you got no skeletons in your closet.
Oh my God. Well, some of these people have definitely quite a few skeletons in there.
Oh, I know. And then maybe these people just don't care.
They're like, oh, whatever.
I'm like, my skeletons are already out. Yeah, you want to say something? I mean, it's not even my skeletons, but like, they're out.
Right.
They're out. What was your first impression of me when we met?
My first impression of you was definitely you're like stunning. So like that was probably number one. Number two was probably like, damn, I can't wear heels if we're taking a picture together again. Every time Gia and I are taking pictures, I'm always wearing the highest heel.
We're always paired, guys. Always. At BravoCon, who does the photo ops together? Me and Emira. Obviously so happy. I was with her all day, every day. But we're standing there, and I was seeing so many comments on TikTok being like, oh my gosh, Gia's so tiny.
The height difference is great, literally. And it's funny because almost all of my like closest friends are so much shorter than me. And like my best friend in high school was 4'11". And like all of my like closest friends like 4'11", 5'1", 5'2". Yes. I'm like, great. I'm like, love it.
No, but the biggest, like, it warmed my heart. We're about to go into our photo op at BravoCon, and Amira goes, girl, I made sure I didn't wear the platforms just for you.
I was like, I didn't do the platforms.
It's like the fact that Amira sacrificed the heels she wanted to wear for me. That's a big deal. So your background is so layered. You grew up in Texas. Your mom was living in Dubai. I want the whole breakdown. But then you also made your way to New York when you were going to NYU. Mm-hmm. Tell me all about this. How did your mom make it to Texas? Yeah. Like, where did this all happen?
So my parents met when they were both working in Dubai. My dad was there too.
Both working.
Yeah, they were both working in Dubai.
Awesome.
And
that's sick.
It was really cool. And so I was born in Dubai, and I lived there for the first like 3 years of my life.
Wow.
And then we moved to the States. We lived in Kansas for like a few months. That's where the twins were born.
Okay.
We lived in Overland Park. Then we moved to Florida, and we lived there for like 4 years. And then we were like back and forth, like traveling around. So I was homeschooled until I was in the 5th grade.
Wow. So they never admitted you into school?
No, because it was too difficult to like travel around.
Not your brothers either then?
Yeah, we were all homeschooled.
Wow.
And then in the 5th grade was when my parents got divorced. So then I had to go to regular school because my mom had to go to work, you know? And yeah, so then I went to a private fine arts high school, and I used to dance competitively. I like did theater, was a theater kid. Cringe. And
No,
then,
I just had Ella Stiller on my podcast.
Oh my God.
Awesome. I mean, her parents are icons.
Literally icons.
But she literally said, I feel like every little kid should be in theater.
100%.
Because they said it. She was like, it's so good for your personality, like
your
just,
confidence.
Yes, everything.
I mean, truly, like, and dance too. I mean, like, it really teaches you how to handle rejection.
Yeah.
In such a like
Criticism.
right, and criticism in such a like positive way, and like take it on the chin and be like, okay,
Yeah.
it's not personal. But yeah, so then I graduated from high school and I actually did my freshman year at NYU in Paris.
Okay.
So I was at NYU's Paris campus, and then I transferred to NYU Manhattan sophomore year, and I was in college, graduated, was working at Paper Magazine. I like was an intern there. It was the only job I ever really had. I started as an intern on the marketing side, so I worked on the ad agency side, and I was like the only intern, and I was doing like a full-time job, you know. And I like have so much love and respect for my entire paper team. Like they were incredible. Some of them are still there today, and some of them have like moved on, and they're the best. They gave me the opportunity because they saw how much I loved beauty. So they were like, do you want to start writing for the site? Do you want to just like randomly help us launch a beauty thing? Because we don't really do beauty. They do fashion. They did it was mostly fashion and music. And so aside from the agency marketing side of it, which was like separate from the magazine. So I was like pitching influencers for like events and stuff. So little did I know. I know, isn't that crazy?
Look at me now. Wait, that's so funny.
And like building pitch decks and like putting people. I mean, I'll probably put you or your mom in at some point.
That's hilarious.
And that was like in 2017.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and then, or 2017 to 2019, I worked on the marketing side. Then I transitioned over to the editorial side, and then
So you worked there for a while.
I was an intern though. I didn't graduate until 2019, but I was like a full-time employee, unpaid intern. Love New York.
And you weren't paid this entire time?
Oh, no.
What?
Yeah, then I got hired full-time when I graduated because they couldn't hire me because I was in school.
Okay, but why do interns get paid now? Like my sister Gabriella
I think
gets
there's
paid.
a law now that got passed.
Oh.
Back then there was not. They were like, you're an
Wait,
intern. They're like, you want to be here.
See.
Yeah.
So for 3 years you did that.
Mm-hmm. Sophomore year through senior year. And then I worked there for 2 years post-college. So I graduated, then I got hired full-time. I was on the marketing side and the editorial side for like a hybrid. And then I started doing editorial beauty content for them. So I was posting like TikToks and doing like I had a Snapchat show on Paper's Snapchat channel called Snatchral. It was really fun. And then I was doing my own beauty content on the side. Like I said, I'd wake up at like 4 a.m. to film, and it was crazy, but it paid off. I mean, I started doing better than the paper one, and I was like, okay, I want to focus on this now. Clearly there's something there. And I quit my job, and quit my job in 2021. So yeah,
Wow,
2021.
So it's been like 5 years.
Yeah.
Building your career.
Yeah.
Wow. That's incredible.
Crazy.
So then when did it really take off where you felt like I'm good now to be on my own? Like when were you really taking care of yourself fully?
I think 2021. Like I started like when I was able, I worked at Paper for a while I was still doing content full time or part time because I wanted to make sure that this was like a sustainable business. Obviously my parents too. And like they didn't really understand it. Like my mom's an immigrant. She's like, Emira, you need to stay focused. I'm like, okay. I'm like, yes, mom.
I mean, same.
Yeah. I'm like, all right. But they finally saw the vision. My mom and my dad both did. And they were like, all right, if this is like what you want to pursue, like we'll support it. But like, you got to handle it. Go off. I was like, okay. And I did.
And you did. So take me back a little bit. When did you know that transitioning was something that you wanted to do?
I mean, honestly, it's so crazy because there's not like a singular point I can look back at and say like, oh, like this was a moment where I realized that. I think my parents always knew. Like even as a kid, I was never like, I had a pink room growing up my entire life. I asked my parents, I was like, I want a pink room. And I was like 4. And they were like, okay, I guess. They're like, go for it.
Yeah.
And I only had Barbies. I like grew up very much like any other girl would. And I think that my parents let me be myself from such a young age. It was never really a question. Like I never had to like sit down to my parents and come out to them. And I think that's just like a testament to how incredible they raised me. And I like have so much love and respect for my parents. And I wish so badly that every kid could have that, because I know that's not the case for a majority of kids in the LGBTQ community. Um, but yeah, it was amazing. Like genuinely, like they
always supported
yeah,
you.
they always supported me. They never questioned anything, really.
And I think that's the biggest struggle. People do come out, but they're scared.
Yeah.
They're scared because of just the old school mentality and what was expected, because how that works in Italy was you are raised to get married and have a family.
Yeah.
And that is it. It's very plain and simple. So they're like, if you can't follow it, why? Like this is the lookbook basically.
Yeah.
Like it's drawn out for you. So I mean, I totally get it, and for a kid to fear telling their parents something, it breaks my heart.
It does. And it also, like, it really does affect them, like, even beyond their childhood, of course. Like, when you grow up with that sense of, like, fear, I feel like you're not able to ever reach the level of confidence that will make you, like, successful in a business sense, successful in, like, a relationship with, like, a significant other. I feel like it really does create, like a dark cloud that, like, you have to, like, deal with when you get older.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Even in, again, like you were saying, like confidence in school, even as like a little kid, it could probably, that could stick with you forever. That's why so many people always talk about like trauma. It happens when you're younger.
It's true.
It happens when you're younger and stays with you until you're older. And it's a matter of how you work towards that to resolve it, whether it's therapy but all the issues start from whatever you experienced when you were younger.
100%.
So obviously, your family was so amazing during your transition, and I'm so happy for you that you have such an amazing support system. How were your friends?
I mean, everyone was very much, I don't like to say this, but I do feel like it's true. I think I grew up in a little bit of a bubble. Like, even in college, like, I would say, like, up until even when I was working a full-time job, like, I was very much growing up in a bubble. And, like, I spent so much of my life surrounded by people who just didn't question me, let me live my life, let me be myself. And for better or worse, it created, like, this sense of, like, blind confidence of, like, well, if everyone's believing in me, then I guess I got to believe in myself, too. So, yeah, all my friends were so supportive. Like, everyone I worked with was supportive. Everyone I went to school with was supportive. All the teachers, like, everybody was just like, let Emira do her thing. Like, she's figuring herself out.
What do you think the hardest part of your transition process was? The emotional side or the physical side?
I think it was probably the emotional side. Like, I think that I knew that I had just, like, I knew I felt this need that I had to, like, live my life the way that I wanted to. And it was never really a question of, like, disappointing anyone or, like, changing myself or anything. I think the emotional side was just, like, knowing that there are some things that I may have missed out on, like, growing up, and looking back on that I wish that, like, I wish I could go back in time and, like, have transitioned younger, or maybe if I was, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that for me, coming to terms with being able to live my life how I want now and who I am now, and that to me has been the hardest part, but it's been good. Like, I don't think about it as much anymore.
And you shouldn't, because you're still so young, so much life to live, and you have built your empire in your 20s. Like, that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So the empire started and is still going in your 20s, and that's all that people say. You become who you are in your 20s, and then adulting happens. But we're pretty mature, I would say.
Yeah,
we're getting there. But obviously, you're stunning, glowing, gorgeous, and confident. And like you just said, you kind of grew up in this bubble where you felt like confidence was almost always around you, and that's how your confidence grew. But what do you think the key was to you being so confident today?
I think that it was probably my mom, and I'm trying not to cry because I just love her so much. I think that my mom really spent so much time
You cry.
I'm like literally gonna cry. My mom spent so much time and like energy raising me to be myself, and I like love her so much. Like she genuinely is my best friend, and I think that if it wasn't for her, I don't know if I would have lived my life the way I am now. And my dad too, both of them. They're like the most supportive parents that I could have ever asked for, and that I wish every single kid could have. But yeah.
I have the chills throughout my whole body. Just, for anyone going through a similar situation or who is in the LGBTQ committee and who is nervous or scared, just know that you always have a voice.
Yeah.
And, what is your advice to kids who maybe are people who are going through this that maybe don't have the most supportive family or support system around them? Like, who do you think, is a better, or resource or, person to go to if they need to, just talk about it? And I feel like it's mainly, when you're going through that, it's a battle within your brain and, within your body. It's like you feel like you're talking to yourself, but you just want to talk to somebody.
Yeah. I think the best thing would be to find someone in your community that you can just, rely on, whether it's a teacher or a friend or hopefully a parent or anyone, like a sibling. I think that's, the most important thing. But also just remember that, I think people, when you live your life, you sometimes get so caught up in your everyday, you can't see the future, and you feel like everything is so permanent. But it's not. You can change. You can wake up one day and decide you want to change your life. You can wake up one day and you can decide you want to be yourself and live the life that you've always wanted. There's nothing holding you back. We have one life. We literally are only here for such a limited amount of time before we turn into, worm food. We might as well, go all out and live our lives the way we're supposed to.
100%. And, even before we turn into worm food, I mean, that was so funny. We really don't know what tomorrow brings.
Yeah.
So I feel like the worst thing is, God forbid something happens, knowing that there was more to your life that you wanted to achieve.
Yes.
And you don't know what tomorrow will bring. I mean, the scariest stuff happens every day where you sit there and you're like, why? Why did that just happen?
Yeah.
That is so terrible. And that's why, I mean, especially with the world we live in today, I feel like that's the biggest, push to say just do what you want.
Exactly.
And be who you want to be.
Exactly.
29, you have built such an amazing life for yourself, living in Soho. How did you achieve this lifestyle?
I think it really took time, and a lot of smart choices and a lot of hard choices. But yeah, it really just took time and focusing on my business and focusing on my content and prioritizing the right things even when it's hard. I feel like I've always been able to do that, even back in college and in school. But yeah, I have a very strong work ethic, I think. You do too. I mean, I feel like you and I bonded so much over that because I think out of our friend group also, you're the only other person that I can relate to in that sense of that really insane work ethic. I mean, everyone has really great work ethic in our friend group, but you and I specifically, because we have similar jobs, we connected over that. But
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
In 2024, you bought your family a house and you bought yourself a car. Tell me how this extremely generous decision came about.
I mean,
no one can say it. Not a lot of people can say that they have done that in their 20s for their family.
Yeah.
And your car is perfect. It's like pink Barbie.
Literally.
I don't even want to say it's a car, guys. It's a G-Wagon. She has the pink G-Wagon.
Literally. No, I think my family, so many people were like, why didn't you buy yourself an apartment first? Why didn't you buy yourself a house first? And I'm like, well, I would be nothing without my parents, literally. But also I would be nothing without the support and love that they've given me. So to me, that just made more sense to buy them a house.
Yeah.
And
so it was for your mom.
It was for my mom and my little brothers. Yeah. And then my dad bought a house that's 15 minutes away.
That's great.
Yeah.
But I mean, your mom was probably, and you just got so emotional about your mom. She's been your biggest supporter, the person that has been with you, obviously, and really helped you throughout your entire journey. And it's, it reminds me of how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
As we get older and as we make money, I think our parents expect us to take care of them. I would hope so.
Literally.
I would hope. And, and my mom did that for her parents. They would come on every family vacation with us, my nonna and nono, because why not? Like, you are supposed to treat your parents and give them whatever you can because they gave you everything they could.
Exactly.
And gave you the world. So
It's true, yeah.
would you say that you are self-made?
So I would say that I am self-made, but it would not be possible without the privileges that I've been afforded. And while they've not been as great of privileges as some of our other friends, and I think that I wouldn't have been able to go to NYU. I wouldn't have been able to study in France for my freshman year of college. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. Well, you probably got into the international program, right?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I did have a scholarship at NYU, but still, it's like then able to work as an unpaid intern to then have the career that I have now. It's like that. There's only so many people who have that privilege. So while I am self-made, I do like recognize that I did have some privileges and some stepping stones that helped me get to where I am. 100%. And I'm sure you feel the same way because like you're
100%.
self-made, but like
yes, now I am self-made.
Right.
Would I say that I was self-made in 2019? No.
Exactly.
My mom and dad got me to the place that I am today.
But then you built from there.
Yes.
And that's what is important. And I feel like so many people like don't understand that, and they like, I guess, get antsy or like annoyed when people say like, oh, I'm self-made, and they're like, well, no, you're not. I'm like, no, you don't understand like how much more there is behind the scenes that is actually happening. Yeah.
Exactly. And like, yeah, we are self-made. Our parents don't help us anymore.
No.
We got to the place that we were and have this life because of how hard we work. Yes, are we fortunate enough that they gave us this life?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, but this is the life I want to give my kids too.
Same.
It's that this is the parent I want to be. So it's a great example for us as well, like as we get older. So it's like, yes, I love you. Thank you for being great parents.
Yeah, exactly.
I love you. But what is the most expensive brand deal you have ever been approached with? And what is one that you have turned down?
Most expensive brand deal I've ever been approached with. I have to think for a second.
Take the time.
Okay,
I want to hear this.
I mean, it was definitely like a high six figures, I feel like, for like a campaign.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like 60000.
No.
I was like, wait, but I almost just spit out my matcha. I go, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah, it was definitely like a six-figure deal. It was probably something around pride, because I feel like that's one area where I don't play around with like, working with brands. I'm going to make sure that they're like coughing it up, because I think that's like really important. But then a brand deal that I've turned down, I have to think. There's definitely been a few. I've turned down quite a few brands. I turn down brands all the time. I mean, if there's a skincare product or something that doesn't work with me, like Sunday Riley, for example.
Okay.
It was for a vitamin C campaign. It was a very, very high rate. This was a couple years ago, and it was still a really high rate. But it was a vitamin C serum, and I always try products out before I promote them, of course. I'm sure you do the same.
You have to, yeah.
And I'm so glad I did, because I tried it on and I broke out in full hives. And it was the night before the House of Gucci premiere. I'll never forget it.
Oh, great. You probably had a mental breakdown.
No, I had a mental breakdown. I was like freaking out. This was when I was still working my full-time job, actually. And I remember like icing my face every day. And I sent an email to like the Sunday Riley team, like without my management on it. And I was like, you guys, I'm so sorry. I was like, my management won't explain it the way that I will. But I was like, I can't do this partnership anymore. I love the brand. If there's another product we can do down the line, let me know, but I will not be doing this one.
Wow. I mean, valid though.
Yeah.
And also just shows like very true to your followers and like your brand. But girl, I can't wait for this question. You've mentioned spending around $50K a month on average. Help me understand. Break this down for me. I think it's the Uber Blacks.
Probably. But I feel like that's on a high end.
On a high month.
And
okay.
also
but I also think your rent is like a quarter of it.
And my mortgage that I pay for the house, and my car, and my mom's car. And I
you
have
pay
a
for
lot
your
of
mom's
people.
car
Yes,
too?
I have a lot
Oh
of
my
people
gosh.
that I take care of, and my team, and my publicist, and my, lawyers. Like that includes pretty much everything.
So there's like a lot at stake. It's not like
That
you're
also
just
includes
like,
my investments that I set aside every month.
okay, yeah. See, I was also going to ask you, are you more of a saver or more of an investor?
Investor. I love investing. I have an incredible finance team.
You have a Fidelity account?
I don't have a Fidelity account, and
Why?
my mom works at Fidelity, and she
Oh,
berates me every day because I don't do Fidelity. I have a JP Morgan account, and I have an amazing team at JP Morgan.
okay.
But no,
I invest too.
yeah, period. And I do like my own crypto investing on the side, like
Okay.
just for fun.
Okay, see, I don't understand.
Oh, I'll teach you. Download Coinbase.
Really? You do it like that on your phone?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Christian does it. But I feel like I would trust you.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel
tell
like
me what to do. I'll
Yeah.
put a
I
little
think
bit
that
in.
finance needs to be a little bit more transparent for people like us, like in this industry too. It's like, it can be so fun, especially like the girls and the gays need to be investing their money. Like, we can't just
100%.
leave this for the boys.
No. Also, all I hear about XRP.
You need to buy it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're in it.
Wait for it to dip, and then you need to buy.
Okay. Yeah, Christian's been in it for like 4 years.
Same. I've been. It's going.
Rude though. Rude
It's
that
going.
he like didn't
say
like
anything.
really inform me about what's going on, and then now I hear about it. Like, hear these numbers that he's saying. Like, oh, if it hits, like this is gonna be really great, and I'm like, you're splitting the profit.
Literally.
Splitting anything, like, cause that's rude. Like, rude. Okay. So, do you see yourself living in New York City for the foreseeable future?
I don't know. I feel like I'm really happy here right now. I've built such a great life for myself, and like I have so many incredible friends, and I've lived here for almost 8, 9 years now. And I feel like the only time that I would leave is probably when I feel like I'm ready to have kids, because I don't see myself raising kids in the city.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. I feel like it would be too difficult and too expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's true. I mean, it's so expensive. And you could probably just realize the difference of like, even when you bought your family a home in Texas,
Oh,
like
yeah.
the difference is just insane.
No, like that house.
You think you would go back to Texas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see myself doing that.
Yeah. I mean, I would.
Yeah.
It's like I would, and even, living in Jersey my whole life, just seeing how expensive it is to live in Jersey
The difference
the
is
difference
crazy.
of other states. It's wild. And I totally understand why people make the move. Or even living in California versus living in New Jersey. California is insane.
Yeah.
So it's just, there's the difference of states is like really wild. And I mean, I totally get it. Kids are so expensive too. And I'm like, unfortunately,
Literally.
a little selfish.
Yeah. I'm like,
2 max.
yeah, same.
Yeah, right.
Maybe 3.
Okay. That's a lot.
2 to 3.
That's a lot. Okay. I don't know about me. What is your favorite thing about New York City?
Probably the people. I feel like everyone that I've met in New York, I've built so many incredible relationships and so many friendships that I still have today. I'm friends with all of my friends from college still. I'm friends with a lot of my old coworkers, a lot of people that I worked with when I was in, on the other side of the industry. And yeah, I think the people in New York there's nothing else like it. There's no other city that has the people.
If you're
that are
worried
here.
about meeting people,
Move here.
move to New York City.
Yeah.
So we both have boyfriends that are in the public eye.
Mhm.
What do you think is a fair balance between them obviously supporting us, but then they also want to live their normal life, and them adjusting to this world is definitely difficult at times.
Yeah.
And I feel like they both of our boyfriends do a very good job of supporting us and really making us feel supported.
Mhm.
But there's a fine line of when it's too much for them or we want more.
Yeah.
How do you
Yeah,
think
I mean,
what do you think is like a good balance?
It's hard. I feel like we have been in this industry. We understand it so well. And I think for anyone who's dating someone in the spotlight, it can be so intimidating and so overwhelming. And it's scary. They didn't sign up for this.
They
We
didn't.
did.
Yeah.
And like, I think the biggest thing that I've learned in my years of doing this is that like, I have to try my best to put myself in their shoes
Mhm.
and have empathy for that situation, but at the same time communicate my needs. And it's not something that can go unsaid. I
Yeah.
feel like there are so many things in relationships that are just like expectations. Like, you expect your boyfriend to buy you flowers and
Yes.
celebrate your anniversaries. But like when you're in this industry, there's a new layer of expectations that then get added on where it's like,
100%.
I expect you to show up and support me in my work endeavors. Yes. But also like, are you going to come with me to do this red carpet? Like there's other layers of it. Are you okay with being in these photos? Are you okay with
Filming the scene.
Right.
And there's layers of that where, yes, it comes so natural to us, but then it's scary for them because, again, they did not sign up for this. So asking them to film a scene, to be on a red carpet, even be in a TikTok video with us, that is exposing more and more of their life to the public.
Right, that they might not want.
Exactly. So I think, you and I both balance it very well, and we both respect our boyfriends', boundaries and decisions, because I kind of like that they're not famous.
Same.
Not gonna lie.
Same. I don't think I would ever date someone in the public eye.
Yeah. It's refreshing.
Yeah.
It's this feeling of, okay, you're like so amazing, and you don't you're not like, what is it called? Like blindness. Like they're not blind by like the public.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I feel like that is something that a lot of people sometimes like and cherish, is like having their relationship a little separate, but showing glimpse of it. And I think that's
what you and I have both like done. We've been trying to do that. I think it's also cool for people to see, because I think it gives them more of a respect for the relationship. And they're like, okay, wow, that's not just like for the show. It's like they're like actually like, this is like a long-term or like a serious, like they're.
And it's something we have to work through with them,
right?
Not the audience.
Exactly.
And as time goes on, I think slowly they become more and more and more comfortable, but it doesn't start off that way.
No.
And that's something that's very big. You have to allow them to grow their confidence as well and grow the comfortability of being in this space. Yeah. Otherwise, you're going to scare them away.
Yeah, 100%.
So this was such an amazing episode. You have made me so happy today. And I'm so happy that you felt safe to share your story in this space. And I know so many listeners are going to be so excited to hear from you. But that was it for this week's episode of Casual Chaos. Until next time. Love you guys. Bye.